What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Friday. All of that above. All of that. All of that. Shall we here to talk about these Bells in this Belle collective? Listen, I think I figured out tonight what my disconnect is with what's going on with Belle collective. I don't have the light on right because I thought maybe it would highlight the tree more. If the light wasn't on, y'all would be able to see the tree better. Because y'all gonna see this tree. Y'all talked about my tree. I bought a new tree. Y'all gonna see this tree. It got lights. It got decorations. Okay, y'all gonna see this tree. All right, moving right along. So I figured out what my issue is with the show. I like Belle Collective, I do, but we're gonna get into it as the show goes on. I'm gonna tell y'all what the problem is. So, or at least what my problem is. I shouldn't say my problem. So we're back. We are still in this improv class. Marie and Latrice were getting into it. They get to arguing and fussing. So pretty much everybody ends up leaving. Now, Antoinette, I understand that you have beef with these ladies. You see it, but you thought it was the same tree. It's not the same tree. It's a different tree. Moving right along. I don't understand. Antoinette, you was doing a lot. You came in hot. You were unnecessarily disrespectful and unnecessarily rude. And it really wasn't a good look. Like you, as a Black woman running your own dental practice, we already talked about that season 1, how there aren't a lot of, Black, female dentists, much less ones with their own practice. It just was not a good look. Like, I get it that you feel like these women lied on you, and I get it that you've been holding on to it, and you've been waiting for your get back. You've been waiting for your opportunity to get on camera and sort of get your get back. But I'm going to be honest with you, it got lost. Like, we all know that Leticia be doing too much. We all know that Marie be doing too much. Do I think that Leticia, maybe lied on you and was like, you want Glenn and all that? Yeah, I get that. But you did not help your cause because the way you were acting was just, it was really sort of just out of control. Like, I could see if you came in there and you were like, I haven't had a chance to really say what I need to say to you ladies. I really, once the reunion filmed, whatever. But that just, I don't know. It just, again, do I think that Antoinette has some valid points? Yes, I think Antoinette has some valid points. But I think the way she chose to deliver those points, it just got lost. It really, really, really got lost. So then we see where Tambra is open to the idea of having a conversation with Marie. They started to have the conversation on camera, and then they finished the conversation off camera. Now, here's what I'm going to say about that. And I know some people might complain, why they ain't do it on camera? This goes back to what I've been saying since last year. This is a real criminal situation. This is a legitimate situation where Tambra had to go to court, where like this is legit. And so I think there were a lot of things that maybe they just could not put on camera. I've heard Marie's side of the story, and I think in defense of Marie, I do think she thought it was just a harmless storyline, a scorned lover, and it wasn't going to be that serious. I don't think she understood the full gravity of it. And when Tambra tried to tell her, Marie was Marie. I think that Marie finally was able to hear what Tambra had to say. They set it away from the camera so Tambra could probably really get it all out. And they were able to clear the air. I'm sure apologies were made, whatever. I can appreciate that. I really, truly can appreciate that. Antoinette did not act like it. Right. She did not act like a successful dentist. She didn't. She really, truly acted like she was out of control. And again, I get it. If you feel like you hadn't had an opportunity to say what you needed to say to these women, and this was your chance. I get it from that perspective, but it just, for me, it wasn't a good look. It really fell flat, and I was like, wow, I can't, it made me be like, maybe I don't want her back on the show, because I kind of was like, oh, I liked Antoinette, but it, kind of reminded me maybe why I didn't want her on the show. So there was that. So then we see the fellas getting together. So shout out to D. D is the barber. Shout out, I mean, not D. D's the baby daddy. Is D's baby daddy. And then his name, I don't remember his name. Anyway, but shout out to the barber. I really liked his business idea. It's like a men's lounge situation. You have the pool table and the game room and the bar and all of that. I thought that was a real cute concept. I mean, I've seen and heard of these before when it comes to men's establishments. I think it's a great idea. I really loved it. I loved it. So the guys get together. Now, what I don't love is, baby, why, what is his name? Oh, shoot. So Gucci's husband, child, gosh darn it. What's his name? What? I can't remember his name. Anyway, what I was mad about was him sitting his ass in that chair like that boy really be cutting his hair. JJ, thank you. Thank you, Auntie Eva. Y'all know good and daggone well. Y'all know good and daggone well JJ don't be sitting in that boy chair like that. Good. Anyway, but I liked it. So the guys get together. So here's what it boils down to. Glenn said his feelings was hurt because he felt like Willie was clowning him about that song. Willie. I mean, not Willie, shit. Glenn. Baby, we was all counting you. Nobody, including your wife, if she's going to be honest, took that shit seriously. Nobody, including your wife, took that shit seriously. And like Willie said, I'm with you, Chuck. I was with Willie. Willie was like, listen, when you do something, I'm going to have an opinion. You might not like my opinion. And if I don't like it, I'm going to have something to say. Like, right, Glenn, we are still clowning you about JJ's haircut and Baby Bussy's music. Not Baby Bussy. So my problem is, and then here come damn Zaddy Cliff ass talking about well, Willie's wife is jealous of my wife, so that might be why Willie got a problem with me. And I'm gonna give Willie a whole lot of kudos for holding it together when basically Cliff called him a woman. Cliff told him he was acting like one of the Bells. Baby, he said, you the one I got on Pink. Ah! He said, you the one that got on Pink. But he really was calling him a woman. And I mean, y'all know how Cliff feel about women. Cliff is a chauvinist, and so we know how he feels about women. We know that he puts women down here and he puts himself up here. So by him calling Willie a woman, we know the level of the insult it was, right? But I really really truly hate when people reduce stuff to you just jealous. Everything is not about jealousy, and everything isn't reduced to jealousy. Like, everybody ain't jealous of you. Like, that's not how this works. That's not what it is. Everybody's just not jealous of you. Like, get it together, child. Get it together. So the guys ended up leaving because they were even talking about having them on the podcast. So like all four of them could sit down and just kind of talk about it on the podcast. And basically Cliff and Willie was like, yeah, no, thank you. we respectfully decline. Okay. So that boy's day out kind of was a bust. It didn't seem to really go anywhere. So we go to this event, voters registration event situation, where out of all the Bells that they asked to speak at this event, is they asked Latrice to speak, and that was a good message. That was a good message, Treese. Tell the people to go out and vote. That was a great message. But he did, Auntie Nettie, he did. JJ clown. Willie was clowning JJ before anybody else. He said, so you the person responsible for this haircut. Like he be clowning JJ. The difference is JJ can take a joke and JJ understands what it is. Like JJ can take a joke. You know what I mean? JJ know he look a hot damn mess, but he likes it. JJ likes being different. He likes being different. He likes doing it different. He likes to be seen. He likes the attention. So Willie was clowning him about his hair, and Cliff, and JJ laughed about it. So, but Glenn got in his feelings because, again, we were all clowning Glenn. So I don't even know why you singling Willie out, child. Everybody was laughing at you. Everybody was laughing at you. So anyway, at the event we have Tambra, damn, Lord, these people's names tonight. Latrice, Tambra, and the girl. Oh Lord. JJ's ex-wife. Damn, Selena. So they basically were recapping what happened at the damn Improv. Y'all know we was talking about the Improv or whatever. Tambra talked about her and Marie made up. They were able to go off camera and have the conversation, and they were able to make up. And then they were talking about this trip to New Orleans. Look, can I tell y'all, I'm already sick of this trip to New Orleans, and we ain't even left yet. I'm already over this trip to New Orleans. I just need y'all to know I'm over this trip to New Orleans. Okay. So we see the ladies talking about who going, who not going, and all that good stuff, right? That was pretty much what happened with that. They asked Treese how's everything going with her and Cliff, and I already told y'all I don't care nothing about what's going on with her and Cliff, because like I said, girl, if you like it, I love it. He is who he is. He not gonna be nobody different. If you good, I'm good. We good. If you like it, I love it. So we get over to the house, and we have Leticia, and we have Glenn. Here's where this situation starts with production. When I started my review off, and I was like, it's something about production. Can't put my hand on it. This is what it is. Production. Y'all have some great real life stories that are happening to these women. And I understand that some of these stories are very sensitive. But if you are going to give it to us, I feel like y'all need to give it to us in a way that is respectable, or respectful, I should say, but also in a way that makes sense and a way that is impactful. So Marie shows up, and she tells Glenn and Leticia that somebody tried to kill her. She says that somebody came, and they had the footage, so she didn't make it up. They showed the footage, I guess, from her Ring camera, where some guy pulled up, stood across the street from her house, and let it off, right? Thank God she wasn't home. Thank God her children weren't home. Thank God nobody got hurt. But this is a real situation that happened. So the fact that she was willing to talk about it on camera tells me that there is something. I know she can't get into all of the minutia because it clearly is an ongoing criminal investigation. But she opened up the door, which means I feel like we needed more than what we got. Right? We find out later on Marie lives in a gated community. Now that house don't look like a house in no gated community, but that ain't my business. But Tambra later on in the episode says she lives in a gated community. What the hell? I feel like we need more of a foundation. We need more information. She said she asked her sons and they don't know nothing. We ain't heard Marie talk about her sons since season 1. But we do know that on season 2 or 3, child, I can't keep up no more. We found out what happened to her, the mother of her grandchild, her son's ex-girlfriend. She was unalived in a drive-by shooting. Is this connected? Are your sons involved in some shady stuff? For you to ask your sons, I mean, that was a very targeted situation. And I don't think they were after Marie. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what Marie got going on in Mississippi, but why would somebody want to unalive her? And in such a brazen way. That's not old people stuff. That's young people stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's young people stuff. That's some gang activity, some drug activity, some kid. Like, that's not, Marie is older. If somebody was coming after her for something, it would be done in a different way. In my opinion. I ain't no law enforcement. I'm not no police detective. But the way that was done says I really honestly feel like some drug stuff and very specific. That wasn't accidental. That wasn't random. Somebody had to go out of their way and they meant to hurt you. They said it was a machine. Like, we saw it on camera. It was a whole machine gun. So I feel like that was a very serious conversation that they sort of just threw at us. And then 5 minutes later, it was, so girl, you ready to go to New Orleans? Maybe the New Orleans part of this conversation could have waited. And Marie, and I know we talking about something serious, but I do need to tell you this. Marie, that jean jumper was cute the first time you wore it, but we are beyond the stage in our life where we see something cute and we just buy it in every color and wear it. Girl, that was the same jumper you wore to the cookout. It was just black denim instead of blue denim. Marie, girl, it was cute the first time. Do better. This next scene is another example of what I'm talking about with this production and how they throw these serious things at us, but they don't give us a chance to. They don't give us a chance to sit in it. These are some serious conversations. So I feel like they were dancing around. Dee's daughter went through a very dark time, maybe around the time that she broke up with her boyfriend. Maybe it was some postpartum, but it almost sounds like Dee was worried that her daughter was going to unalive herself. And it was really just it was sort of talked around. It was sort of thrown out there. And then it was a immediate pivot away. And they started talking about Gucci's daughter. Who did I say? Gucci's daughter, y'all. And then they sort of pivoted and was like, so I heard you want to have a birthday party here for your son. It's like, wait, whoa. Again, I feel like that was a very serious topic. And thank you to So Gucci and her daughter for sharing that on camera, because it is very serious. But again, I feel like we needed some more foundation to it. What was going on? You said you were in a dark place. Why? Was it because of the breakup? Was it postpartum? Was it just life? Have you dealt with these types of issues in the past? Like, what's really going on and how can we help? And so Gucci talking about something. Well, you ain't do what I told you to do. I told you to stay in therapy. Why not? Let's go to therapy together. What do we need to do to support you as a family? Because if you told her before she should have went to therapy, it makes me think that there's something else here that's been going on long term. You know what I mean? So again, thank you for sharing. It's a serious conversation, but I feel like it was handled very callously. Now, I understand. I've been doing this long enough to know that these conversations last a lot longer than what they show us. I understand that. So, did this conversation go on longer? Yes. Were more things probably discussed? Probably. But I feel like that's what we did. Like the way it's being edited is what we're not getting. The same thing with Latrice and this breast cancer scare. You have a show about Black women and you have a Black woman. Like, for example, let's compare how this is being handled versus Love and Marriage Huntsville with Kimmy. Now, I understand the difference is Kimmy was actually diagnosed, but even before Kimmy was diagnosed, the way that conversation was handled, I remember Kimmy sitting with Maurice when she was waiting to get the results back and them having a very serious conversation, right? Them having a very serious conversation. I believe it would look like a theater room at their house. They were going to watch a movie or something. And it was just handled so differently. With Leticia, it was sort of thrown out there. She finds out Glenn quit her job. And I have to get my mammogram. And it's not a laughing matter, right? It's very serious, especially for a Black woman. And I feel like it was just handled as a throwaway storyline. And I feel like that's what happened with Dee and whatever she's dealing with. I feel like it was handled as a throwaway storyline instead of, wait, let's really have this conversation about this young girl who is dealing with some serious issues to the point where her family was worried that she was getting ready to go somewhere and unalive herself. What's going on? And again, you don't have to give us all of the gory details. I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying. I am not saying they have to tell us everything. What I'm saying is the conversation could have been edited in a better way to give us that level of seriousness. Am I making sense what I'm saying, y'all? Let's have a real conversation. Right. I mean, I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Because again, I'm not saying that they are not telling, we need more detail. No, I'm not saying that. It's just that the conversation just was, to me, it was just handled like a throwaway conversation. Like, okay, girl, well, I heard you want to have the baby's birthday party here. So what you want to do? And it was like, wait, what? Like, there was no pivot. It was like, and again, is that the way the conversation was edited? Maybe. Okay, Ray V says she get it. Okay, I just want to make sure, because y'all know the people in the comments are going to be like, well, yeah. I just want y'all to understand what I'm saying. Okay. Glenn and Leticia don't know how to communicate. Child. Hey, Quake. Hey, Boo. Child. It's like they made light of a serious topic. Yeah, it's like they, and here's where and again, I say this all the time. Because y'all know, I say this all the time. If y'all watch my reviews, y'all know I say this all the time. When reality TV meets reality, right? Belle Collective has some really good, real stories going on right now, right? You have the real story, like I said, with So Gucci and her daughter, as much as they're comfortable sharing it. You've got the real story with Marie, as much as she can legally share with us. You've got the real story with Leticia and her mammogram. As you know, like these are real stories. But it's like I feel like they did a decent job with Akeisha and her menopause, right? I feel like they did a decent job with that. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, there was that, child. So so there was that. So then we see the podcast with Willie, his wife, Akeisha, JJ, and So Gucci. And I'm gonna be honest with you, child. All we really got a chance to talk about, we heard them complaining about them not getting enough sex. And we've already had that conversation earlier this season. Don't really care about them not getting enough sex, because the last thing I want to do is picture JJ having sex with anybody. Was it a real topic? Yes. Did I necessarily care to hear about it? No. Then we're talking about New Orleans. Here's my problem. And I said this last week, so I'm not right. They're just glossing over it. I said this last week, so I'm not going to dwell in it because I already had this conversation with y'all last week. If Selena and So Gucci are not supposed to be around each other because there's a legal document, why are we still trying to make this happen? Carlos and his messy ass wanted Selena on this show in the midst of them having this legal situation. Clearly, because Selena was around Gucci, they worked around whatever they needed to work around legally. And the fact that she looks like she came to New Orleans, they clearly worked that out. But my point is, why was it even a conversation? If these people ain't supposed to be around each other, they're not supposed to be around each other. Yeah, I mean, Carlos was so pressed to have Selena on the show that it was like they were going to find a way around it. And right. But what So Gucci said was, well, my lawyer told me if I'm okay with being around her, then I can be around her. But again, that is not how no contact orders work. Again, maybe there's an exception because they technically work together. Like, I don't know. I'm nobody's attorney. I'm certainly not a DA down to the Jackson, Mississippi. So I don't know the way the order may have been written in a way that they can be around each other if they're filming, as long as So Gucci is comfortable with it. Like, I honestly don't know. But my problem is, why are you trying to force it? Because God forbid another incident happens, right? Now you've opened yourself up to a liability. I don't give a damn if So Gucci signed off on it and said, maybe they made her sign a waiver or whatever, but you've opened yourself up to a liability because So Gucci might have signed off on it. But let's just say that So Gucci and Selena get into another physical altercation and Akeisha gets cut this time instead of, or who got cut last time? Didn't somebody get cut last time? Or what if Marie gets knocked down and it hurts her because she's already got health issues? So it might cover you against So Gucci and Selena, but what about innocent bystanders who might get caught up in some old bull hockey? I just feel like this is an example of Carlos being so pressed to create this dynamic and force this conflict that you are putting aside what might legitimately be a problem. And for what? We know Carlos don't care, child. We know Carlos don't care. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this just goes back to Carlos and him being so pressed for this conflict. But neither here nor there. We get to the birthday. We had the kid's birthday. I mean, the baby's birthday party, and we see where Tambra, Selena. I mean, nope, not Selena. Tambra, Gucci, Letitia, Marie, and Dee end up having a conversation. And they talk about, again, what she's been dealing with her mental health. And come to find out, Maria's going to help her, child. Maria's going to help her. I do want to go back to something that Dee said when she was talking about the daughters. And she said, honestly, I don't have any beef with the girls because there were times when I was real disrespectful to their father. And, so yeah, were they disrespectful to you? Were some things said that I didn't like? Yeah. But the flip side is I've said some things to, Mr. JJ over, and I found it interesting that she calls him Mr. JJ. But anyway, she said, I've said some disrespectful things to Mr. JJ over the years. She said, I've been real disrespectful. So, I can't really be that mad at them disrespecting you because hell, I done disrespected them, So I thought that was very mature of her to say. And I can respect that because that's a valid statement to say, look, I've behaved badly. I can't get in it. Like, let y'all handle it. So I can respect that. I can respect that. I can say that I wish Selena would get better wigs. I can say that I wish Selena would get a storyline. Because again, I feel like her storyline was going to be her and So Gucci. I feel like that was her whole storyline, was her and So Gucci. She ain't got nothing to talk about. We don't have, only thing we've seen her is that one scene with her fiance, and then that other scene where we find out she gonna be working at Latrice's restaurant. Child, we ain't seen nothing else. We don't know nothing else. We ain't seen nothing else. At first, I didn't like that Gucci was telling Dee's story, but it worked out with Marie offering her shoulder. Yeah. And I did like that Marie extended herself and, gave her number. And I do believe, again, I believe that Marie will follow up. And I don't think that was for the camera. I think that was real. Again, remembering what Marie does for a living. And you know what, Chuck, you brought up a good point. We don't know what going back to Marie's house getting shot up. Child, we don't know what Marie mama out there doing and what kind of mess her mama is into. So they could have been looking for her mama. You're right. They definitely could have been looking for her mama. Can Selena make a story about her gold chain fiance? I said he looked like a reject from a 1980s hip hop video. Like, sir, I need you to go sit down somewhere with that damn chunk jewelry on. That was as bad as Glenn and that damn chunk jewelry he was wearing last season. Child, go sit down somewhere. So yeah, there was that. And again, they still have to find a way to talk about this New Orleans trip and whether Selena's going or not. And so Gucci was like, look, I don't know if I'm coming. If Selena's going, I don't know if I'm going to be there because I don't know if I want to be around Selena, whatever. So here's my problem again. We saw the preview for next week where Letitia gets mad at JJ and So Gucci for leaving when Selena shows up to the brunch. Girl, she told you she didn't. This scene right here, she's letting you know she don't know she feel comfortable being around Selena, and she don't know she's gonna be with Selena. So, like, again, I'm so sick of Leticia because again, you desperate to keep your job. You desperate for this show to stay on the air that you just, you gonna act like everybody is trying to create a problem with you. So then we see Leticia down in her business. Did y'all see her sending off a fax? Now, maybe she was just scanning that paper into that printer. But it sure looked like she was typing in like a phone number, like an old fax machine. Y'all, is it me or did that look like a fax? Either way, here come Cliff to come and talk to her. Now, listen. Cliff, baby, Glenn set you up. Glenn sent you over to his wife and gave you half the damn story and got you out here looking crazy. And see, this is why Glenn and Leticia got problems now, because Glenn, he hears what he wants to hear. He tells half the story. He tells the story he want to tell to get people on his side. So he went over there to Cliff and told Cliff that she don't believe in him and she not supporting him. And when he sit down and talk to her, he realizes that she didn't even know the whole story. She said there was other people out here that knew he quit his job before I knew he quit his job. And so now Cliff is looking stupid. He backtracking. He backpedaling and popping up out of there because he like, well, shoot, he didn't set me over here. He didn't set me up. So Cliff thinking he helped, talking about something. Well, I know he already bought one truck. And now Leticia is like, wait, whoa, what? He done bought a truck. So now Cliff is really sitting there looking like, oh, shit. Like, he said, I don't know. That's what I heard. Maybe. I'm not sure. I think he did. See, now you got him looking crazy because he sent you over there half-assed. And so now you understand that Glenn is a liar. And Glenn will manipulate the truth to try to get somebody on his side, just like he did with you. And he sent you over there looking crazy. Not Cliff just proved he's Glenn's hoe. Ooh! But Leticia can bar Antoinette from New Orleans and just prove that he's Glenn's hoe. Right. Well, I don't understand why they even brought Antoinette. I like that whole scene. I think was supposed to go one way, and it just didn't go the way that I guess it was supposed to go. I don't know, because that was a whole trip. That situation was a whole mess to me. A whole mess to me. I don't know. Cliff can't child. So anyway, that's pretty much the episode, y'all. We go to New Orleans next week. We're gonna see how this bootleg ass brunch goes, child. That Cliff is repeating pillow talk. Chuck, behave, Chuck. You behave now. Hey y'all, hey boo. I hope you had a great weekend with your family. However your family chose to celebrate. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Not baby Bussy. But anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. Chuck, I think Cliff is the daddy, and that's it. Ooh, not the daddy. Well, that's what the trees call him, Zaddy. So anyway, that's pretty much the episode, y'all. We'll see what happens next week, honey. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm going to go see, Sunday, because I don't know if I'm going to go see Wicked tomorrow. So I may or may not do a video about it. If I do, it'll probably be an upload though. But I'm going to see Wicked tomorrow. So I may or may not see y'all tomorrow, but y'all know I'll see y'all on Sunday for them Potomac ladies. Okay. I was going to call them something not nice. I was going to call them hoes. I'm not going to call them ladies hoes. Okay. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. You loved it? I saw it on Broadway, so I'm definitely excited. Thank you, Ravine. I'm excited to see it because I saw it on Broadway, so I'm here for it. What? Let me not tell a lie. I didn't see it on Broadway. I saw the Broadway production. I saw it at the Kennedy Center. I did not see it in New York on Broadway. I saw it at the Kennedy Center. You loved it too? You said it was awesome? Not one of them is a hoe. Y'all say it don't matter which one. One of them is a hoe. Bye, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.